Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost follows mystery and yet again solving another mystery. This mystery is all about the solving of the suspicious case of Sarah Ravencroft, as she is executed in 1657 and she was labelled a witch. However, the ancestor of Ben Ravencroft, a relative of Sarah, technically, that she was actually Wiccan and that the village of Oakhaven actually is dragging her name through the mud, and he would like to find the medical journal to prove her innocence. However, after a series of sightings of a witch within the town of Oakhaven, there is speculation that the witch has returned of Sarah, in which Mystery Inc. need to find out why the ghost has returned, or if this ghost is real, or is this ghost just a little myth. So, what I liked about this movie / extended episode, whatever you want to call it, is that the story is one of the best Scooby Doo stories that I've actually seen, as there are so many turns, plot twists, and things like that within this little movie extended episode to just indulge and enjoy on. As it turns out, and it comes to fruition, that the actual ghost seen around the town was actually Corey and Mr. McKnight, as they wanted to gain publicity for the town, as the economy, or whatever I said beforehand, was failing, and they went, you know what, let's fuck it, let's say there's a witch in the town, and everyone bought into it, obviously buying the merch and things like that, in which helped the town grow, obviously which was wrong to exploit the town. However, the story doesn't end there. Normally you get one unmasking and that's it with Scooby Doo, isn't it? Or like, if there's multiple people, unmask them and then that's it. However, the story doesn't end there, because Scooby Doo, the dog, ends up digging up the so-called medical journal, in which is actually a spell book, in which actually proves that Sarah was a witch and Ben knew all along, and that he wanted the spell book to release his ancestor from the book so she could unleash hell and get revenge for getting killed many years ago, or getting trapped in the spell book many years ago. So Ben ends up freeing the witch from the book, and she lets the witch out and sets panic in the village, and the only way to get her back in the book is to get someone who's Wiccan, and that's where they use Thorn out of the band, Hex Girls, who are in town currently, and she's 1/16 Wiccan, and she helps use a spell of some kind to put her back in the book before she creates like world domination or some shit. And along the way, as she gets the witch back in the book, the witch then drags the ancestor back in the book as well, so they're both trapped in the book, and then the book is sort of buried for the rest of eternity. The story is very good and very clever in the way that you think, okay, the story's done. However, there's like, then you flick up and realise there's about 20 minutes left, and you're wondering, what's going on here then? And that's where the plot twist happens, and that he basically created all this plot so that he could get revenge for his dead ancestor, who was trapped in the book / dead, you know. I also like the introduction to the Hex Girls, in which are the band in this movie, in which are presented as a major suspect before finding out obviously that Corey and Mr. McKnight was actually the witch behind everything, as there was suspicion that the Hex Girls, because they dress up as like sort of vampire monsters of some kind who are witches at the same time, and of course they're just doing it as an act, so people will buy their music and to buy into what sort of shit they're serving, and hence why it is revealed at the end that the teeth are fake and half of the shit they do is fake, and it's just a show to make the event seem more believable, that they're actually witches singing and things like that. And not only that, they bring one hell of a banging soundtrack to this movie, in which I think is unprecedented to any other Scooby Doo movie, and is one hell of a catchy tune, in which I don't think any of the other Scooby Doo movies have had, and in which they probably needed. And this song is so memorable and will never be forgotten, simple as. Finally, I also like this movie as, like I previously mentioned in the other few Scooby Doo movies, that this was in the time where Scooby Doo was at its highest, in its peak, and you could tell in this movie review that that's where this movie sits. During the peak time where the creative was at its peak, 1999 this movie was made, and it was just building up to the thousands when you were just going to have What's New Scooby Doo, which was a fan favourite and was probably the best Scooby Doo series that they've made. And around this time you had other movies as well, like Cyber Chase being made and Alien Invaders and all these other cool ones that came out around the same sort of 5-year period. But I always turn around and say that it was from about 1990 all the way up to probably the late thousands, in which Scooby Doo was at its peak, where it was probably the best kids TV show and kids television, whether it be movies or TV shows around this time, where they were dominant and were the best. And of course, I think that sort of faded away in the past few years when they released Be Cool Scooby Doo and all this shit. That was probably like 5 years ago, but you know, I don't see them making much of a noise these days compared to what they were doing in the early thousands, in which was unprecedented. So to summarise this movie, I'm going to give it a 7.9 out of 10, as this is one of my all-time favourite Scooby-Doo episodes and has a mystery like no other. So if you agree with what I've said in this video, guys, get in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts upon this movie. Or if you disagree with anything I've said, get in the comments as well. And of course, those people that disagree with me, you are snowflakes and I will ignore your comments. So if you've enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also hit that notification bell so you are alerted to all my new content upon this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters. Before you go, click this one to see more reviews like this one. Honestly, a full playlist here for you to go and check out. Click this one. However, if you just want to watch just one more video, just click this one. This is our newest video right here. Or if you just sort of, I'm not bothered about another video, well, I've got a treat for you. Just hit that subscribe button, so then you're alerted to the newest one. So then, if you're not too bothered now, you can come back later. And also press that notification bell as well. It'll really help us out. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know, like I said, in the comments down below, what films you want to see in here, and we can do it for you. Thanks.